Okay, guys, so initially the podcast was to be the topic was supposed to be about men and running into the wrong person until you actually come across the person that's meant for you. Well, we had a little change of plans. So I did go ahead and re record and do a reintroduction of the actual what the podcast new topic is, and that's if, in fact, a woman receives child support and finds out, or it's been proven that the alleged father is not the biological father, should they have to pay the money back? I absolutely am a strong believer that they should have to pay that money back. They should be they should be held accountable for their actions, because more often than not, these ladies do know that are other possible fathers, alleged fathers, that should be tested for these children. Um, in a lot of cases, you find that these women are using these children to try to pin down some man, or not even that. Like they know good and well, it's probably somebody that they're in love with, and they don't actually want to be with the person that they got pregnant by, so they want to pin this child on the person that they're in love with, instead of the person it should be, which is the real father. So they go through measures to deceive both the biological father and the alleged father. I've seen cases where you find young girls that are having multiple sex partners with no protection. And they'll stand in your face and tell you a straight, bold faced lie and say, no, it's been nobody else. And they know good and well that it has, during the time of conception. So, I mean, these men shouldn't take the bulk of the repercussions for these things. Now, my belief, a man cannot have sex with a woman. I mean, that's not a belief, that's actually fact. A man cannot have sex with a woman unless she allows him to. A man cannot have sex with a woman without a condom unless she allows him to. I mean, there are other methods of birth control. It's not just condoms. These days they have numerous different forms of birth control, but these young ladies know exactly what they are doing. And at the end of the day, these men are the ones who are being bashed, who are being held accountable. They're having their driver's license taken away, suspended. They're paying court costs. They're going to jail, things of that nature. I mean, even in New York, they have it where if the father is behind in child support, what they do is, if the mother decides, she wants to call the police and say, hey, go pick him up, they go right on over there and pick him up. I mean, it's not fair that these men are taking on the bulk of the responsibility, and then only to later find out that the child was never theirs in the first place, and they're not getting their money back. They're not getting the time they spent in jail back. They're not getting the time that their license was suspended back. They don't get any of that back. So at the very least, I think they should get their money back. These women need to be held accountable for their actions. I think women get off way too easy when it comes to stuff like this. I mean, come on, y'all. We got numerous different TV shows and court shows that are based around paternity. You have Jerry Springer, you have Maury, you have divorce court where they do paternity tests, you have paternity court. I mean, come on, y'all. This is getting ridiculous that these women are able to get away with pretty much murder, you know, and they're not being held accountable for it at no expense. Then they walk away with, this man having paid child support for years on end, on top of, making him go to jail, just all kinds of weird stuff. These y'all women know exactly what y'all are doing, and I think it's time that y'all are held accountable for those things. I'm just saying. So, like, subscribe, tune in for the actual podcast. So you can be a part of the group chat. You can be a part of the conversation on this topic. Subscribe, share, like, send it to your friends. We need to get this message out here. This is the Kai Project, you guys. Knowledge is yours. Have a great day.